Hello and welcome back to the Digital Doll Diaries. I missed you guys so much. I haven't done an episode in about 2 freaking months. It's been way too long. I'm so sorry I was slacking, but don't worry. We are so back. We are so better than ever. Today's episode is going to be more of a story time, more about my personal experiences. I'm giving you guys a lot of advice to help with your lives, but maybe you want to know about mine. Maybe you don't. Maybe skip this episode. Some of this might actually help you improve by learning from my mistakes because I've made a lot of them, as you will hear. So, this episode will be my horror dating stories. There's a few of them, and all of the red flags that now go off in my brain when I meet a terrible man. Yeah, let's normalize leaving after the first red flag. I haven't yet, but that's the goal. That is the goal, to just leave after the first red flag, because usually one red flag, there's a whole herd of them behind it. Let's just get into it. Okay. I'm going to tell you all my dating horror stories first, and then I will tell you all of the red flags now that I realize that are just a no for me. So let's start in chronological order. The first story I want to tell you happened my sophomore year of college. All of these also, I want to preface, actually 2 of the 3 of these stories, I met these men through Tinder. So that should have been my first red flag. Yeah, we're adding that to the list actually. If they're on dating apps, probably a red flag. I'm on dating apps, so I guess I have a red flag. But it is what it is. Anyways, the first one. Matched with this man on Tinder. We soon exchanged numbers, and then by the time I remember that I matched with this guy towards the night, and I ended up texting him for like 4 or 5 hours straight, and it was like pretty like fast replies back and forth, and we were just talking about our personalities and everything, what we want in a relationship, our past and everything. A lot of our stuff was aligning, and I was like, oh my God. And for me, I'm someone that if I see someone and I like meet someone, I'm talking to somebody online and like things are matching up and I get a good vibe, like I would love to meet in person, because obviously the in person is the make or break. Like we're either gonna fall in love way harder, or I'm gonna realize, oh, you are not the person I thought you were. Which one do you think happens? Which one do you think happens? The later one. The later one, for sure. First of all, he asked to go to Olive Garden. Olive Garden is chill. I love Olive Garden. I'm down for that. So I was like, I'll just meet you there and everything. The first red flag was he literally ended up falling asleep, and it was like an hour before we were supposed to meet for dinner. And I had called him and everything because he wasn't answering my texts. And I was like, hey, like, are we still on? Or like, because you haven't said anything. And he also worked the night shift. That's why we were also texting all night. So I was like, okay, like maybe he's sleeping or something. But then it's also like, if you know you're doing something later, why don't you set an alarm? You know, whatever. Inconsiderate as fuck, whatever. Honestly, I should have been like, this is not a priority to you. You're inconsiderate. That should have been my first red flag. Like I said, let's normalize leaving after the first red flag. But I was like, okay, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. He was tired. He did work night shift, whatever. So we ended up changing the time back like an hour or so. I drive to Olive Garden. I text him. I'm like, hey, like I'm here. Let me know, like, what are you driving? So then I know when you're here also and everything. He's like, oh, I'm in an Uber. I was like, okay. And mind you, I had talked to him previously and he was having like a hot tub put in his house on that day. So this man had money. I'm also on FaceTime with my friends because I'm nervous for this date, you know. Girls do that. Girls do that. So, and I'm like telling them, I'm like, guys, he just said he was in an Uber. One of my friends, she was like, maybe he just like plans on drinking and he's very responsible. Why would he be drinking enough on the first day that he can't drive? Hmm? I was like, I hope not. I really hope that's not the situation here. So I was like, okay, just let me know when you get here. He gets there, I meet him at the door, and I was like, hey, like, why didn't you drive? He's like, well, I don't have a license. What do you mean you don't have a license? Babe, why don't you have a license? What do you mean? He's like, oh, I have 3 DUIs. 3? 3? Okay, 2. If you had told me you had 2, you didn't learn your lesson the first time. You're dumb. But 3, like at that point, it's just like, genuinely, what's wrong with you? And then he like told me he was like, it was DUIs off of like Xanax, ecstasy, maybe, I don't know, some kind of like pills, and that he was not supposed to be taking. And obviously, he got a DUI because, yeah. And he told me, he was like, oh, well, it's because my dad died. Your dad died, so you said, let me make him proud and get 3 DUIs. Like, I understand that you were under a lot of stress and that's like something very hard to go through, but like, oh my God, 3? 3? You didn't think one was gonna be like, damn, okay, I can give you a pass, maybe one. You're like, oh, you're going through it, your dad died, yeah. But 3? Boy, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And he was older than me. He probably had to been like at least 23, maybe. At the time, I was like 19. But guys, this is not even like the worst. You're like, oh, okay, like really, he just had 3 DUIs. No, that was the beginning of the day. Okay. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm already here. I'm already here. Might as well get the food. Like, I already know in my head I'm never speaking to this man again. But like, what am I supposed to do? Now leave? Just be like, cool, bye. I probably should have actually. I probably should have actually. But I stayed. So we're having dinner. The food was good. Our waiter, she was like the same age as me. She comes up to me and she's like, oh my God, you're so pretty. And I was like, ah, thank you so much. Like, that's so sweet of you. Like, so are you, girl. Then our waiters changed. I didn't even think anything of it, like, you know, whatever. So then we get like a older woman and everything. She took care of us, whatever. Dinner wasn't bad. Conversation was all right. I already knew in my head, like, I'm not gonna see you again, but you know, whatever. And then also during the meal, it was like a conversation, and I was like, oh, like I can give you a ride home if you would like, because he told me that he lived like 8 minutes away or something like that. So I was like, okay, that's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to Uber, I'll just drive you, whatever. I'm just also too nice. I'm too nice, honestly, because what did I offer? What did I offer? No, and I'm never talking to this man again. But I was just being nice. Yeah. So we finished our meal and then we're walking out of Olive Garden. The manager of Olive Garden, she points at me and she goes, hey, could you come back here real quick? Me? I was so confused because I watched him pay. I don't know what the issue was. She then points at the waitress that had called me pretty and she said, she really needs to talk to you. Talk to me? I don't even know you, girl, but okay. This waitress brings me to the bathroom and she goes, are you on a date with that man? Mind you, also, as I'm walking to the bathroom with this girl, this man, my date, starts yelling. He's like, y'all need to mind your own business. Like, what are y'all doing? And I was like, red flag, because why is he getting mad right now? Genuinely, why is he getting mad right now? Then I go to the bathroom with this girl and she goes, are you on a date with this man? I said, yeah. And she said, girl, run. Girl, what you mean run? I'm about to give him a ride home. She said, girl, I had plans with him to hook up this weekend. But which I was like, okay, well, honestly, we just met like yesterday. We just matched and started talking like yesterday. So honestly, maybe he had those plans before me. I can't really be mad because he didn't know me before yesterday, you know? Then this man literally starts blowing up my phone. He's like, oh my God, she thinks you're my girlfriend. She's a bitch. She needs to mind her own business. All of this stuff. She's crazy. And I'm like, oh my God. And this girl, she's like, I don't mean to like intrude or anything like that. Like, I just didn't know if you guys were dating and I've been cheated on before. And I just like was trying to be a girl's girl. And I was like, no, girl, this is only a first date, but like, thank you so much for telling me. Because also, why would you bring me to the restaurant that you know this girl that you hook up with works at as a waitress? Like, what were you like? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, what the hell? So, yeah. And then I come out of the bathroom with her and everything, and he starts yelling again. He's like calling her a bitch, like saying she needs to mind her own business. She's fucking crazy, all this stuff. And I was like, genuinely, you're so embarrassing. Genuinely, so embarrassing because why are you yelling? I will say that's a first red flag is when a man has a temper, especially over that, really. And because all of that, literally, if he was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I had those plans before I met you. Like, let me explain myself calmly. Calmly. But he didn't do that, obviously. He just yelled like a fucking toddler. So that was really embarrassing. Yeah. So, and then of course, my dumbass I already offered him a ride home. I already offered him a ride home. So he was like, so you're gonna still give me a ride home? And I was like, and because I'm too nice. This was also me before I like gained any kind of backbone. So I was just a people pleaser to the max, which I've gotten a lot better at that, but I'm still kind of suck at it low key, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But yeah, so I was like, okay, sure. I mean, it's a short drive anyways, so whatever. And then the whole entire ride, this dude, he's like, what, do you think I'm a whore now? And I was like, I mean, I don't not think you're a whore. He was like, well, what do you think my body count is? I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, guess. I was like, bro, I don't, like 14? I don't know. And he was like, it's like 4 or 5. What you mean, or? If it's that low, 4 or 5, you don't gotta say or. Like, you would know. Like, you were lying your ass off, bro. As we're driving, he was like, is this it? Like, are you not gonna talk to me again? I was like, yeah, this is it. That is all. And I was like, I just don't like that. Like, I don't like aggressive men. And he's just like, oh, that's just how I was raised. I was like, okay, and that's just not for me. Like, that could be how you're raised, and I could also not accept it. And then this diva gets out of my car, slams my door when I drop him off. I was like, okay, slamming my door when you ain't even got a car. The audacity of this diva. So that was whore date number 1. Okay, we're progressively going to get this second one. Lord. So another Tinder man. I honestly am not really like, I don't use dating apps like that anymore. I used to be really, really introverted for sure. So like I never really talked to people in person. So I was like I know I'm attractive. So like I know I could go on dates, but like I'm too shy to approach people. And all of the people that would approach me, I was just not interested in. So I was like, oh, let me try dating apps. So yeah, anyways, didn't really need to explain myself. I was also trying to be spontaneous. And so whenever I'm trying to be spontaneous, that really bites me in the ass, I swear to God. So yeah, the second one, this guy, we matched on Tinder. Same night. He texts me. He goes, hey, do you want to hang out tonight? And I was like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to do tonight. So yeah, sure, I'll hang out. And he's like, okay, I'm at a casino right now near where you live. So like I could just come after. And I was like, oh, like to my house? And he's like, yeah, like if that's okay. I was like, I mean, like, okay, like we could just hang out at my house, but like I told him I'm like, I'm not a hookup girl. We're not having sex, nothing like that. And he's like, okay, that I love that you said that because I'm the same way. And I was like, okay, great. I'm glad we're on the same page and everything. And he shows up to my house, he brought me flowers and everything, and I was like, oh, like so sweet, yada yada, whatever. We go up to my apartment and we're just sitting on my couch, we're just talking and everything. And I always like asking, what do you think your biggest red flag is? Because I think it also tells a lot about a person to be able to gauge what their own weaknesses are and the things that they need to grow with, and being able to admit that and tell someone. It shows a lot. And it also shows a lot on what you tell me, because I can tell if it's like a surface level thing or not. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I asked him that question, what's your biggest red flag? He goes, my micro penis. And that's great for you. And that's great for you because I already told you that I'm not having sex with you. So that, I don't know what the fuck that's got to do with me. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry for your trouble. But yeah, that ain't got to do anything with me because what? And then I just like change the subject to something else. And then we start talking about other things or whatever. And then he brings it back up. He goes, by the way, like, I was just kidding about the micro penis. Okay. Again, not any my problem. I'm not gonna do anything with you. So like, that's great. He goes, do you want to see it? Nah, I think I am okay. Keep it in your pants, please. Thank you. Yeah. So then I say no. After I say no, I don't want to see it. He goes, okay, well, I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Goes into the bathroom right there over there. Yeah. Then about like 5 minutes or so, he comes back out. He goes, my dick is out. Your dick is where? He's, what, huh? What did you just say to me? Bro drops his pants and starts jorking it in my living room. Literally like 2 feet right over here. Actually, I was like, genuinely, what the actual fuck? I had to beg this man for like Bro, 5 fucking minutes. I swear to God, 5 fucking minutes. The longest 5 minutes of my fucking life. Holy shit. He was like, oh, is it the biggest you've ever seen? Because it wasn't a micro penis. It was not a micro penis. But I was like, boy, no, it's not. And you're uncircumcised, which there's nothing wrong with being uncircumcised. But for you to whip your shit out boldly like that and it to be uncircumcised, like, what? Where is the audacity? I wish I had that much fucking audacity because genuinely, what the fuck is happening? And then he was like, oh, can I see like what it looks like against your face? All this shit. I was like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? I was like, no, I'm okay. I am okay. I am so okay, actually. I was like, please put your penis away, sir. Please put your penis away. Just like that one fucking episode on Euphoria. Please put your penis away. I am who I am. You know, whatever. Wasn't as funny though in real life. Yeah. Anyways, so I literally eventually this man puts on his pants. I was like, oh, actually, I'm really tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. So I'm gonna need you to leave. And he goes, oh, I'm not ready to leave. Mind you, this man, let me paint the picture for you. He's like 6'3", over 200 pounds. I live alone. I was terrified. This is after that, I'm like, I will not be letting men into my house. Lesson learned, don't do that. I should already known that. I know that, like, girl, what the fuck were you doing? Yeah, for real, girl, what the fuck were you doing? So he was like, oh, I'm not ready to leave. I was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, well, I'm really hungry. Do you have any food? Bro goes in my fridge. Bro, I had leftover chicken Alfredo. He literally just grabs it, puts it in the microwave, and then eats my whole entire chicken Alfredo. I was like, why did I just get assaulted and you ate all my leftovers? Like, what the fuck? Like, at least I got flowers, but shit, it's like, you could have kept the flowers. You could have kept the flowers if I knew you were doing all that shit. What the fuck? Genuinely, what the fuck? But yeah, so he ate all my Alfredo, and then he's like, okay, I'm ready to leave now. That's great, sweetie. That's great. So glad you're ready now. I'm so glad you're ready now. So I walk him to the elevator because I have to. You have to. So I had to bring him to the elevator. And like, as we're waiting for the elevator, he was like, so like, are you gonna ghost me? The fact that you even had to ask that question, you know the answer. I said, well, it wouldn't be ghosting if I told you. So guess you'll have to find out. The elevator door closed and I blocked his fucking ass because genuinely, what the fuck? And then I like reported him on Tinder, so I hope he got banned because genuinely, what the actual fuck was that? So that was probably the worst one. Then one of my most recent, this one happened like, I want to say like a couple of months ago. Oh my gosh. I have also decided I cannot date TikTokers, specifically thirst trap TikTokers. Okay, I say that as I am literally like thirst trap TikToker basically. But it's okay when I do it. But as a man, why are you recording yourself in complete silence, sucking your own lips and biting them and looking at the camera like you want to fuck yourself? As a man, go get a construction job. Like, what are you? Stop posting on Instagram. You are a man. Stop. He texted me on Instagram, and I was like, oh, you're cute. Maybe, and I was like, okay, you know what? I can't judge you for being a thirst trapper because you know what? Obviously, my job and obviously what I do, bruh, I can't judge. That'd be hypocritical, of course. So this one, he picks me up. We go to get frozen yogurt. Okay, first of all, he picks me up in a nice BMW, which I was like, okay, I go to the car. Why am I getting my own door? That is, I would say that I'm like, I love a gentleman. If you don't get my door on the first date, I'm never seeing you again. I don't care. Like, that's like such a like basic gentleman thing that I really do want in my future relationship. And if you don't already do that naturally on your own, what? I'm gonna have to be like, could you please open my doors for me? Can you please be a basic fucking gentleman? Please, please, please. Bare minimum. Bare fucking minimum. No, I'm not doing that shit. If you don't do that shit already, nah. Same thing with flowers. I get in that car, no fucking flowers. I was like, yeah, I'm never seeing this man again. No flowers on the first date, and you don't get my door. Where is the fucking chivalry? Like, you are not boyfriend material, because if you didn't do that on your own, I know I'm not getting shit. I'm getting shit treatment during a whole relationship. Yeah, not for me. not for me at all. Because I could just open my own car door and buy myself flowers without a man being there. I still get in. I was like, let me get this free frozen yogurt at least. Shit. I get in. This man, he starts like looking at me like I'm a fucking 5-course meal. Bitch, I am. The fuck? But like, why are you looking at me like I'm just a piece of meat? Like, bro is like, he's just eye fucking me the whole time. Whatever. But ugh, then he just starts talking sexual the whole time. I was like, bro, I just got in this car. I just literally met you 30 seconds ago. Like, chill, chill. Oh my God. Whatever. It was like a 7-minute drive to the frozen yogurt place. We get there. I was trying to make a joke, making a joke, but also like hinting, trying to manipulate him a little bit, I guess, because we parked and I was like, I'm gonna guess you're probably not gonna get this again. He's like, wow, you catch on really fast. You're really smart. Ooh, the way I could have backhanded that man so fast. I was like, genuinely, who are you? I should have Ubered home at this point. I should have Ubered home. At that point, I knew. I was like, this date is going to be a story. It's going to be a good story, and that's all that's ever going to come out of this. It's going to be a little character building and a good story. And I knew that from that moment. Actually, I knew that when I opened my own car door, actually. And then we're walking. We're walking to the frozen yogurt place. Tell me why this man grabs the back of my neck and is like walking me like a fucking dog. I was like, get your dirty ass, grubby ass hands off of me. What the fuck do I look like, a dog? I'm gonna bite you like one. I'm gonna get down there and bite your ankles because what are you doing? Fucking 5'7" ass. Fuck. Ugh, skinny ass. You lucky I don't break you over my knee right now. Fuck. Making me mad as hell. Huh. I'm getting triggered just thinking about this. And then we go in. And at this point, bro, I'm being a cunt. I'm being a cunt because I don't even like you anymore. Like, you're a big asshole. I was like, are you at least gonna pay for my ice cream? Or should I just leave at this point? Because I already don't fuck with you. And he was like, I guess I'll get it. So he buys my ice cream, whatever. We sit down. Then we're having conversation. My lock screen is my cat. He looks at my lock screen. He's like, oh, you have a cat? I was like, yeah, I do. Her name's Vivian. She lives with me in my apartment. Love her so bad. She's a year old. He's like, oh, I hate cats. That's crazy because I don't remember fucking asking. It's not like you're ever gonna meet her anyway, so I really don't care. I was like, well, you have like a dog, right? Because like I saw him on his Instagram or whatever. He had like a little dachshund, and he's like, yeah, I have a dog and everything. And I was like, oh, how old is he? He's like 4 months old. I've had him for like 2 months. I was like, okay, cute. And I was like, he must be potty trained, right? Because this guy is a full-time influencer. He stays home all day. No, the dog's not potty trained. Oh, so you just be cleaning up pee and poop every day? No, he stays outside. Your puppy. We live in California. It's not cool outside. I was like, what do you mean he stays outside? On the patio. Not even grass. I was like, so he pees and poops on your patio and he also sleeps on your patio? Your pavement fucking patio? Are we joking right now? I was like, genuinely, why would you even get a dog? Like, oh, because something you could tell so much about a person with how they treat animals. And I was like, why would you even get a dog then if you were not going to take care of him? Like, he's literally being punished for existing. Like, why would you do that? And he's like, honestly, I got the dog for TikToks because I thought it would probably just pay for itself. Oh my fucking God. You got a dog for fucking TikToks. A living, breathing animal for TikToks. That is its sole purpose. I was like, what the actual fuck? I was like, you're actually the biggest piece of shit I've ever met in my life. Oh my God, holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, so I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is just like adding more reasons I'm never seeing this man again. And then he's like, okay, like, are you ready to go? I was like, I'm so fucking ready to go. I'm so ready to go, actually. Mind you, we've been hanging out for like 30 minutes. I'm already ready to go home, honestly. But he asked me, he's like, would you want to go to the beach and like walk around and like do like just like a night walk or whatever on the beach? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Bro, I just be saying yes to things because I'd be bored. I don't have any family in California, so I just be doing things. And I already know I'm not gonna see this man ever again, so whatever. We're walking out to the car, and he's walking towards my side. I was like, are you actually gonna get the door this time? This man grabs my hand and goes to put it on the door handle. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. I was like, bro, just open the door. Me and this grown man stood in the parking lot and argued about who was going to open that door for me. And I literally told him, I was like, I will go and find another man in this parking lot to open this car door to show you how to do it. Because apparently you don't know how to treat women. I was like, bro, I'm about to pull out my phone and make a whole fucking like training your boyfriend video. And he was like, he just kept laughing and he was like, wait, just let me see your hand. Just let me see your hand. I was like, bro, ain't she funny? Oh my God. I was like, bro, if I open that door and get in your car, you're taking me the fuck home. I don't want to see you ever again. And he was like, you're playing. Bro, guess what the fuck happened? I opened that fucking car door and I was like, take me home right now. Literally take me home right now. Girl, I should have Ubered, but I was like, I live 7 minutes away. Like, I'm not gonna waste my money. Make this dude. And also, he drove like 40 minutes to come see me. I'm like, why'd you do all of that just to be an asshole? Like, literally for what? And so I get in the car and he was like, so do you want to go to the beach? I was like, take me the fuck home right now. I never want to see you again. Like, I'm genuinely so mad right now. And he was like, okay, whatever. He's trying to make small talk the whole entire time too. I was like, what the fuck are you looking at? I was so mad. I was like, don't even fucking look at me. He's like, well, what if I have to look that way? I was like, I don't care, crash. We'll crash and fucking die. I don't care. Like, I was crashing out, bro. I was like, don't look at me. Don't fucking talk to me. Like, literally, I'm so icked out right now. I literally told him, I was like, you are the most embarrassing man I've ever met in my life. Like, you're genuinely a pathetic excuse of a man. And honestly, the way I'm like looking back, I'm like, damn, I really shouldn't have been talking all this shit while he was driving, had my life in his hands. But also, I was like, bro, I could literally break you in half. Like, let's be so for real. And he had a nice car. He's not crashing that shit, bro. He pulls up to my apartment. I opened the door, obviously. He was like, it was so nice to meeting you. I was like, I bet it the fuck was. I bet it the fuck was. And then I slammed that door like that fucking first guy slammed my door. I was like, oh, that's how that felt. Okay, Diva. I'm laying in my bed and I can smell this man's cologne on me. I'm pissed off all over again because why can I smell you? But I got in his car the first time. That was something that I remembered too. I almost gagged because why did you put 10 sprays of fucking cologne? It smelled like middle school locker room sprayed with fucking Axe, like where you're like gagging because it's so much and so strong and just like genuinely, did you take a bath in this? Now we're gonna get into the red flags. Honestly, I like dating. I do and I don't. Like, dating is very like draining, but also I love meeting new people. I love having like stories to tell and everything, and like it's always something interesting, whether it goes good or not. It's something always interesting happens. But, okay, red flags. I'm gonna kind of just like rapid fire these because I feel like this episode's kind of long anyways. So I'm not gonna do too much explanation in these, but you'll get it. First one, doesn't use wipes. Okay, I've talked about this several times actually. Think about this. If you got shit on your hands, are you going to wipe it with a paper towel and be like, yeah, my hand's clean? No. Why are you doing the same thing with your ass cheeks? I rest my case. Okay, follows a lot of women. Why does it look like you're part of a sorority? Okay, that shows me you have problems with lust. Okay, not for me. Not for me. And I can say that because guys can go look at my following. I don't follow any men. I don't follow any men at all because when I do get a boyfriend, he'll be the only guy that I follow. That's the only guy that I have. Anyways, pro-life. You don't have a uterus. You don't have an opinion. End of that story. Picks on you as a joke. Okay, if you're mean and it's like you're like giving me new insecurities, why are you doing that? I don't think that's cute. I don't think that's funny. Like, if you're just genuinely being an asshole, that's just not cute. I'm going to beat you up. I don't know. But I'm not going to talk to you again. Can't cook. Grown ass adult. Grown ass adult. You can't look at a recipe, read directions, follow directions. I hate a bitch that says they can't cook. What do you mean you can't read directions and do what it says? You're just lazy. You're just lazy. That's literally all it comes down to, is you're lazy. Anyways, and also a love language of mine is cooking and like cooking for people. Why would I never want to be cooked for in return? No. Another big love language of mine is reciprocation. So if I'm doing all this shit for you, I want it all to be done for me too. I want to wake up to breakfast in bed too. The fuck? So moving on. Bed sheets. This just goes with hygiene. Recently, I had talked to a guy and we were on FaceTime and I asked to see his little studio apartment. He did a little pan around the room. I said, hold up, pause, go back. Why is there no bed sheets? Please tell me they're in the washer. Oh, I don't have any. I don't speak to him anymore. Okay, leaving it at that. Someone that relies on others too much. Someone that is so codependent. Well, that shit pisses me off. I think it's because I'm so hyper independent. I literally don't need anyone for anything. I can do everything on my own completely. Yeah. So when somebody else is just like, oh, well, like, bro, if your parents are still paying your phone bill, your parents are like still doing all of this shit for you, like you're always asking people to do stuff for you that you could very much so do yourself, that's just annoying because I know that I am going to become your mother. If we get together, I'm going to be a mother to you. I'm going to be the one fucking scheduling your dentist appointments and stuff like that because you can't do shit on your own. Ew. I need someone that I can turn my brain off with where I don't need to have a child. I don't want a man child. What the fuck? That goes with friends too, though. Like, if I need to do every fucking thing for you, that's embarrassing. Anyways, someone that's broke. There is a difference between broke and poor. Poor, you don't have a lot of money. Both, you probably don't have a lot of money, but poor is okay. You don't have a lot of money, but you make efforts. The poor guy doesn't have a lot of money. He can't buy me flowers, but he's gonna go on the side of the road and he's gonna pick me some. He's gonna write me a handwritten letter. He's gonna make me food. Like a broke guy, you could be broke and have money. Like this goes for like friends and stuff too. Like they're not gonna offer to buy you anything ever. They're never going to be generous with their money ever. And that's a really big red flag for me because I have always like had money. Not like a lot of money because like bro, I used to be poor as fuck. But literally, if I'm going out with my friends and everything, like I'm going to be paying my portion and everything. And I'll probably, if they don't have money, I'll pay for them too. I'm always paying for things. I could be poor, but I'm never gonna be broke. I'm never gonna be like, oh, I have money, but I'm not spending it on you. No. Because like also a broke man, he'd be like, no, I can't buy you flowers. And then he like goes and buys a new PS5 game. That's a broke man. Someone that's just not considerate with money. Or I think considerate within their means is really what is the difference between poor and broke. Anyways, okay. Parties every weekend. Where's your goals? Where's your ambitions? You're also probably fat. Okay. Alcohol has so much calories in it. You would be probably 20 pounds lighter if you didn't drink so much. So yes, it's just like not attractive to me when someone doesn't care about their health and doesn't care about their body or anything like that. Gross. It's also just like, why are you outside every weekend? Like, what void are you trying to fill? Anyways, vapes. What do you mean you're addicted to fucking mango sherbet? You're ruining your lungs for a 2-minute fucking head buzz that makes you just what, dizzy? Embarrassing. Always late. That's just inconsiderate as fuck and annoying as fuck because why do you not care about my time? Why do you not care about anybody else's time other than your own? Okay, we all have limited time on this earth and you're like, oh, I'm so quirky and I'm so funny because I'm just always late for things and that's just who I am. No, you're actually just inconsiderate and annoying as fuck. And yeah, if it happens more than once or twice, I will purposely give you the wrong times to things so then you show up way earlier than I do because yeah, how does it feel to be waiting on someone? How does that feel? It doesn't, it's not very chill. It doesn't feel good. Yeah. So stop being fucking late to everything and inconsiderate, you stupid fucks. Anyways, doesn't exercise. For me, for some people, that's like not a big deal, whatever. Especially if people that don't exercise, they don't really care. Y'all can be fat chuds together. That's awesome for you. So happy that you guys both can put your money together for somebody else to wipe both of y'all's asses. Cause you are too fucking chudly to do it yourselves. That's awesome. No, I love that for you. Anyways, but for me, no, because I want somebody that actually takes care of themselves and their body and actually cares about what they look like and cares about how they present themselves. And it's not even about looks, actually. Bro, you're not gonna be able to fucking wipe your own ass at 70. Nah, you're not gonna be able to walk without a wheelchair or some kind of assistance. Can't compliment others without putting themselves down. Or even just like can't compliment others. Like people that like can't give a good compliment and they can't take a compliment because they don't believe what the person is saying, which it just shows a lot of insecurity. Insecurity is gross. You can be insecure, but don't show that shit. That's embarrassing. Fake it till you make it. I don't care, bro. It's embarrassing. I don't care. Yeah. So, but also can't like compliment someone else. I hate it when people are like, oh my God, I wish my body looked as good as yours. Well, it doesn't, so much harder. I was like, what am I supposed to say to that? Yeah, I wish it did too. Like, I could train you. Like, you could just be like, wow, you look so good. And then I could be like, oh my God, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Leave it at that. But that makes it awkward for both of us when you're like, oh my God, I'm so fucking ugly and chopped. I wish I was as sexy and beautiful and confident as you. I'm like, yeah, I bet you do. Because it's like, and it's also like, bro, I wanna argue with you, but you yourself believes that with proof, obviously. Oh, it's like I want to disagree, but I couldn't agree more. So I'm gonna be like, yeah, you are a chud, but thank you for saying I'm not a chud. But no, that's just embarrassing. Stop doing that. If you want to give a compliment, don't put yourself down. It's awkward for everybody. I would also say just like not good with finances. Honestly, if a guy tells me that he likes gambling, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done. You're gonna gamble our house away. No thanks. When a guy says he likes gambling and he's broke, bro, that's why you're broke. That's why you're broke. You're gambling all your money because you think you're lucky. Bitch, obviously when you're lucky, you're broke. You're broke. Go put that energy and that effort and all that money into stocks. Some investing. Something you're actually gonna get money back. Not gambling. Period. Okay. This is like a rage-filled episode, but yeah. So glad to be back. But I love you guys so much. This is gonna be the end of this episode. Please follow me on here. Give me the 5 stars rating. Please, please, please. And follow me on YouTube, follow my TikTok, my Instagram, all my socials. I love you guys so much. And I will see you again next Wednesday.